We've decided we will no longer be cooperating with any further FBI requests.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Brian Shepard.
Well, I told Shepard we're done working with him as of now.
Hi, so good to hear from you.
Listen, I want to bring my supervisor by to meet you.
Well, great.
Okay.
So, I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Good. Now, what do I do if this Shepard guy calls?
Ooh, man, you think you're a dirty family. The federal government you ain't got nothing on the federal government. Bidens think they're tough. Federal government published Hunter Biden's text with his baby mama, saying, I don't got no cash. Baby mama, drama. And in the same line says that Hunter Biden was paying escorts $385,000 per year. By the way, that's the median price of an American household. Like American house, like you buy a house. The median price of an American house, that's what Hunter spent a year on hookers. Sex trafficked hookers? Not sure. But boy, man, that's dirty. Whew! That's dirty when you're publishing the texts with your ex-wife about alimony and then linking them up to your hooker payments. Baby, these are the kind of things that have Ron Johnson, senator from Wisconsin, one of our favorites, asking, wait a second, like, this is the federal government saying they have them all on sex trafficking, right? We know for a fact that during one of Hunter Biden's benders, the Secret Service broke down his door. This has been well reported. Broke down his door to say you're using Celtic's card. Celtic was the Secret Service name for Joe Biden. You're using his card for sex trafficking. So meaning you're linking Joe Biden to your sex crimes. And the Secret Service had to break down his door to try and prevent that from happening. Senator Ron Johnson's asking, wait a second, we're going to go after Joe Biden on these sex crimes? Obviously, this human trafficking? Yeah, that's the next phase. Get ready for that one. And try and, explain that away. Have the corporate media explain away the treatment of women inside of the Biden family. The number of Russian hookers and Ukrainian hookers that were taken advantage of and trafficked by the Bidens. Try explaining that one in a headline, New York Times. Do your best, Atlantic. I'm trying to figure that out. Joe Biden was providing jobs for young, vulnerable women. He's a job creator. That's coming soon from the Atlantic. Check this out from Senator Johnson asking the right questions.
Another thing that's, I think, very troubling, I think the media really needs to ask this, Hunter, I know you're troubled. I know you had a drug problem, but not everybody with a drug problem spends $800,000 on women and adult entertainment abusing sex trafficked women. That'd be a question for the media. How many women, Hunter, did you abuse that were trafficked through international sex trafficking rings? It is grotesque. And, I know President Biden was shelling out or offering to pay about $100,000 over a 4-month period when Hunter was spending tens of thousands of dollars on these women. So again, this is corruption. It is vile. And for Hunter to come out here and play the sympathy card and say that we're attacking him, we're not. We just need to get to the truth because an American president, part of this, the head, the top, the pinnacle of this Biden crime family is compromised, and it could be impacting our national security.
Do you see what's happening there? Yeah, so Hunter Biden paid off for all these hookers, but didn't his dad actually pay for all the hookers? Isn't it actually Joe Biden who's trapped in this little scandal? And of course, we know that Joe Biden has questionable morals, flexible morals. He did marry his babysitter, right? Like he did cheat on his wife with his babysitter. Her name's Jill. She's the world's foremost shower curtain salesperson as she models them in all of the dresses that she wears. Bed Bath & Beyond. Really deeply thankful for Jill Biden. Jill Biden cheated on her husband with Joe. He's still alive, and he's in public saying it. There's interview after interview. We look forward to interviewing the guy someday. We really want to do a whole special on this guy. Joe Biden stole my wife. They're immoral people. And so what comes next? Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to talk about the intel agencies turning on a sitting president, there's only one person that you book for that conversation. That man's name is Kash Patel. And we are honored to have Kash Patel join the show now. Kash, what's up, man? How you doing? Are the intel agencies finally turning on Joe?
The intel, great to be with you, Benny. The intel agencies, it's not that they're turning on Joe. They've had the intelligence. It's that they got the order from the top, the head government gangsters, to say, we cannot stay in power if Joe Biden remains in power. And so what we have to do is what we did during Russiagate and Jan 6th and Ukraine impeachment 1 and 2, leak insensitive information to your partners in the media, CNN, the Washington Post, and the New York Times, and start the narrative that Joe Biden must go because of these misgivings that him and Hunter have created. They won't actually indict him in the court of public opinion, but they'll come up to the 1-yard line. And that's the operation. And now they're doing it.
I couldn't believe this Washington Post article. We're going to put it up on screen, but like the Washington Post article, here's all these recordings from 10 years ago of your brother. I mean, whoa, man, like those are dirty. That's dirty tactics. Here's the Hunter Biden tax charges filing. Here are all these texts with your ex about alimony while you were paying hookers. I mean, yo, the government plays dirty, man.
And it's illegal. But since it's them and they're pushing their narrative, no one's, of course, going to come after him. It's not like Chris Wray and Merrick Garland are going to go arrest these people. I mean, if you had a single tier system of justice, I'm not defending the conduct of Hunter, but I am arguing for the constitutional application of the law. The FBI allowed confidential, possibly classified information to be illegally leaked from an investigation just to advance a narrative that Chris Wray, Merrick Garland, and the heads of the Washington Post want, which is if Joe Biden stays in power, we, the mainstream media, will lose, and we have to get a better opponent than Joe Biden for Donald Trump, because Donald Trump's going to kick his butt.
Yeah, so it does seem like there is like full scale panic, a lot of buttons being hit right now. One of those buttons is a binder went missing of CIA material. This binder was locked inside of a safe, which was locked inside of another safe called a turducken, I guess. You would probably know more about that than I, but these alarm bells went off, and we did a whole show yesterday on it about, wait a second, so the CIA is losing these binders of Russian intelligence information. That sounds like what Kash told us nigh on 18 months ago when he was in studio. And sure enough, you said they have all of this information exonerating Donald Trump in the Russiagate ordeal, hoax, and the government is sitting on it. They won't allow it to be made public. And now suddenly those binders go missing. What's going on, Kash?
It is the ultimate government con job. Nobody lost that binder. The Russians and the Iranians didn't break into the Central Intelligence Agency, then break into a SCIF, then break into a safe, and then secretly escape with the materials so they could blame Donald Trump for missing documents. The CIA knows exactly where that binder is. So does the Department of Justice. But their grundoons in the media are like, how do we turn this on Donald Trump? Because it actually exonerates Donald Trump. So what do? We make it look as if Donald Trump stole the binder, which is completely preposterous. They actually know that. And oh, by the way, there's an email from the Department of Justice to the National Archives that says the binder has been returned. Thank you for giving it to us. That's their email. What, did Merrick Garland lose it? Did the head librarian, release it to somebody with a government credit card and say, thanks for renting out Donald Trump's exoneration binder? This is a total disinformation operation by the mainstream media. They are in, as you said, full panic mode. The documents in that binder, which I still can't talk about, completely exonerate Donald Trump. And of course, it goes missing in an election year. These people in Congress need to hold the CIA, the NRA, the librarians, and the DOJ accountable. And they're just not doing it. It's the same thing with Epstein's list. It's like, what the hell are these Republicans doing? Oh,
I saw you
give out the list.
I saw you make news this morning about that. I got to get to that.
Yeah.
You say that the FBI has Epstein's list. They're sitting on it. That doesn't seem like something you should do. You're protecting the world's foremost predator. That seems like an evil thing to do, regardless of who may be embarrassed in the release of that list. Why is the FBI protecting the greatest pederast, the largest scale pederast in human history?
Simple, because of who's on that list. You don't think that Bill Gates is lobbying Congress night and day to prevent the disclosure of that list? And why is it that the Senate, and good for Senator Blackburn to try to get it out, but then Dick Durbin comes over the top and says, no, we're not going to release the names. I don't care about the list itself, but if you release the names, right? What the hell are the House Republicans doing? They have the majority. You can't get the list? You're going to accept Dick Durbin's word, or whoever that guy is, as to who is on that list and who isn't, and that it can and can't be released? Put on your big boy pants and let us know who the pedophiles are. We have an election coming up, and we need to adjudicate this matter at the polls. God knows the FBI and DOJ aren't going to do anything. But how are you going to reward the FBI with a new headquarters building after their illegal surveillance on Donald Trump continues with a reauthorization of FISA, and we can't even get basic documents out? This is why America hates Congress. And this is why I'm tired of the Republican majority saying they're going to get the job done and failing.
So are you, like, in closing here, I want to just be very clear. Republicans could get Epstein's list out now? Like, how would that process work?
Simple. One subpoena to the FBI. Give me the list. Oh, you don't want to give me the list and you're going to break the law and commit contempt of Congress? We're going to take your money. We're going to take Chris Wray's private jet. Taxpayer-funded G5 rides across the country to his Appalachian State vacation home, down to Georgia, and all over the rest of the place. That guy doesn't need a G5 government-funded jet. And the second you take that money, you get Epstein's list.
Here's the problem, Cash, is that they shut down the Lolita Express. So how are these guys going to fly on a private jet anymore? It's really a quandary, my friend.
Oh, man. I love it.
Why are they protecting the pedophile? Really, the answer to that question is the real answer to everything. Why are they protecting the pedophiles? Find the answer to that one. I think you'll, well, you won't like the result, but at least it'll be true. Kash Patel, thank you so much for your pursuit of truth. Government Gangsters. Go check out Kash's brand new book.
Thanks so much, my man. I appreciate being with you. And yes, bestseller just in time for the holidays. We got the receipts. You want to know how to get the receipts and the book? GovernmentGangsters.com.
GovernmentGangsters.com.
Merry Christmas, my friend.
Merry Christmas, Cash.